Ready? Wonder if Zarakati is here. He's a level He's a big motherfucker. Oh shit, I gotta go get a picture of that guy's body. Or did you actually just take a picture also? You know, where the fuck was he?
Bipolar disorder, also known as manic depressive illness, is a brain disorder that causes unusual shifts in a person's mood, energy, and ability to function normally. Different from the normal ups and downs that everyone goes through, the symptoms of bipolar disorder are severe. They can result in damaged relationships, poor job or school performance, and even suicidal thoughts and tendencies. But there is good news. Bipolar disorder can be treated, and people with this illness can lead full and productive lives. Simply go down to the nearest hardware store and buy a saw and a hammer and some nails and rope, tie yourself down and beat your fucking head until... Magnetic fields are produced by electric currents, which can be macroscopic currents in wires or microscopic currents associated with electrons in atomic orbits. The magnetic field B is defined in terms of force on moving charge in the Lorentz force law. The interaction of magnetic field with charge leads to many practical applications. Magnetic field sources are essentially dipolar in nature, having a north and south magnetic pole. The SI unit for magnetic field is the Tesla coil, which can be used to crush people's skulls inside out and send brain matter flying everywhere. Sin is a term used mainly in a religious context to describe an act that violates a moral rule or the state of having committed such a violation. Commonly, the moral code of conduct is decreed by a divine entity, such as God in the Abrahamic religions. Sin is often used to mean an action that is prohibited or considered wrong. In such religions, notably some sects of Christianity, sin can refer to a state of mind rather than a specific action. Any thought, word, or act considered immoral, shameful, or harmful is frowned upon by the gods, and you will be smited with fire and brimstone and disease and destructive. The distinguishing feature of these schemes is the fact that the product being sold has little to no intrinsic value of its own, or is sold at a price out of line with its fair market value. Examples include products such as brochures, cassette tapes, or systems which merely explain to the purchaser how to enroll new members, or the purchasing of name and address lists of future prospects, also called hot sheets. The cost for these products can enrage someone to go and buy kegs of beer from the store, then sit at home and get drunk and just be completely unproductive in the rest of their life and merge. Video game addiction, also called video game overuse, is a proposed form of psychological addiction composed of a compulsive use of computer and video games, most notably massively multiplayer online role-playing games, MMORPGs, and related to the also debated internet addiction disorder, or even TV drama series addiction disorder. Instances have been reported in which users play compulsively, isolating themselves from social contact and slowly turning into the enraging madman that allows themselves to become the most powerful person in the whole wide world. Alcoholism is a term with multiple and sometimes conflicting definitions. In common and historic usage, alcoholism refers to any condition that results in the continued consumption of alcoholic beverages despite the health problems and ramifications of negative social consequences. Medical definitions describe alcoholism as a disease, which results in persistent use of alcohol despite negative consequences. Alcoholism may also refer to a preoccupation with a compulsive toward the consumption of alcohol, and or an impaired ability to recognize the negative side effects of excessive alcoholic consumption. Although not all of these definitely, I'm fucking drunk. one of the 7 deadly sins in Catholicism. Some desire to increase one's wealth is nearly universal and acceptable in any culture. But this simple want is not considered greed. Greed is the extreme form of this desire, especially where one desires things simply for the sake of owning them. No one can ever own everything, but I will own it all! Electricity is the flow of electrical power or charge. It is a secondary energy source, which means that we get it from the conversion of other sources of energy like coal, natural gas, oil, nuclear power, and other natural sources, which are called primary sources. The energy resources we use to make electricity can be renewable or non-renewable, but electricity itself is neither renewable or non-renewable. Electricity is a basic part of nature, and it is one of our most widely used forms of energy. Many cities and towns were built alongside the principles of using electricity to kill people in public everyday executions. You had your whole fucking right to think things over. What does it do when it's working to you now?
We squandered lives to kill the United States. One day, generations defended, ladies and gentlemen, unlike my country. Saddam Hussein, on a massive scale, destroyed the world. And our principles so that deceitful dictators in Iraq will fear freedom without law of morality. Above all, we've accomplished much side by side. There can be comprehensive violent ambitions, by no further destruction, but not human dignity, but not the conflict to kill deceitful dictators in Afghanistan and beyond, without law of morality, freedom, peace, suffering, wickedness, raging disease. Our principles shared by all. Our just, violent ambitions we created